Today is your day. I'm Bart, the success educator, and welcome back to Hump Day Hangover. Now, Hump Day Hangover celebrates midweek with the optimism for an end to your week that's going to totally be the best week you've ever had. Now, last week we focused on making room for surprises, and today we're going to build on that momentum that you've already created. For the new people, welcome. Hump Day Hangover drops every Wednesday, and my goal is to provide nuggets as to how you can make each day count. And notice what I said, how you can make each day count. What we know is that today is totally up to you. It's based on my best-selling book, My Moment to Succeed, Transforming Your Life Before the Rent is Due. So it's a 30-day self-help book, but also a leadership development guide as well. You can purchase it out on Amazon.com or eBay.com. So join us. Grab a cup of coffee or a cocktail, and let's get started. This is Hump Day Hangover. Always living in your spotlight. Now, take a look at my hoodie. And my hoodie reads, always live in your spotlight. Again, it's one of my mantras that I talk about in the book. And you can get this sweatshirt out on my website, successeducator.com. And what this really says is that it's not that you're egotistical, sorry about that, or that you're a narcissist, but you are who you are. I want you to begin embracing your originality. And think back to when you were a kid, learn from Dr. Seuss. What did Dr. Seuss teach us? Dr. Seuss taught us to be who we are and say what we feel, because those who mind don't matter, and those who matter don't mind. So really take a look at that, and I want you to really embrace your originality. So you might ask, well, how do you do that? How do you embrace your originality? How do you live in your spotlight without appearing egotistical or like you're a narcissist? Begin each day by acknowledging one new person. Now, there's no need to shake hands or come up and introduce yourself to someone. Just acknowledge them. One thing that we do know is that we're caught up on our smartphones, and we're out there texting, and we're carrying on, and we're talking to people, and we're just totally consumed with our smartphones. We're also consumed with maybe what's next on the agenda or what our plans are for the evening. And how many times do you see someone and you go, oh, wait, wow, I didn't even know you were there. So here's a little observation I want you to do. The next time you get on an elevator, and the elevator starts to fill up with people, notice what happens. Most of the time people push a button and they watch as the numbers consecutively go up or down on the elevator. And then once they get to their floor, they get off. So here's a little trick that I want you to do. I want you to break the ice. First of all, when you get on the elevator, I want you to greet whomever may be on there. Greet someone. Just nod or smile. You learned last week about smiling at people and what that will do. Just greet them and say hello. But when you exit the elevator, here's something I want you to do that's going to blow their minds. As you exit, and before the door closes, I want you to turn around and wish everyone there a good day. Have a great rest of your day. Now, what's going to happen is people are going to be stunned. They're going to smile. It's going to put a smile on your face. But the point is, I want you to be creative. I want you to be spontaneous. And I want you to be original. Now, a few weeks ago, I was at one of my very favorite stores, Costco. And this is not a plug for Costco. I just happen to love the environment of Costco. And I was in Costco, and you would have thought it was Black Friday. This place was packed full of people. And as I was going down one of the aisles, a lady was approaching me, and you could tell that all over her face and all her body language said, I'm having a shitty day. And that's what she was projecting, was that this was just probably the worst day of her life. But her t-shirt caught my eye, because her t-shirt read, I'm choosing not to be an adult today. And I thought, wow, what a cool t-shirt. The inner kid's coming out. I'm choosing not to be an adult today. So as I passed this lady, I smiled and I said, man, I love your t-shirt. And I caught her totally off guard, totally by surprise, and she kind of looked at me stunned. And she looked down at her t-shirt, and then I said, that is awesome. And she smiled. Now, whether I made a difference in her life or not, I don't know. But this is one thing that I do know. For that moment, she forgot about feeling shitty. And she started laughing, and she smiled. It gave her a reason to disconnect from what was going on and maybe realize, hey, maybe I do need to embrace my inner child. So try that. Greet someone with a nod or a hello. Even eye contact and a smile is going to have a huge impact. Now, acknowledging someone is very different than from praising someone. When you praise someone, that is validation for something they've done. They've done well. People receive rewards, they receive commendations. Praise is different than acknowledgement. When you acknowledge someone, what you're doing is you're acknowledging them as a person. You're recognizing their character. And you're saying, hey, you're somebody worth knowing. A smile to that person or that nod validates that the person is of good character and worth. What you're saying is, thank you for being you. Now, when I was growing up, we had a great sitcom that I'm sure most all of you guys are familiar with, The Golden Girls, about 4 senior citizen ladies that live in the same home and the fun things that they got into and did. But the theme song had really a mantra and really a purpose for that I want you to adopt. And it's this. It said, thank you for being a friend. Travel down a road and back again. Your heart is true. You're a pal and a confidant. And so when you smile at someone, you're validating that to somebody, they are true, they are a pal, and they may be a confidant. Now, what this does is it does more than just break the ice for them and give them a reason to believe. This validates your worth. So even if they don't respond, the universe notices what you've done, and they reward you. So celebrate the win. Now, one thing we'll talk about at the end today is I want you to start really thinking about your wins. And everything is a win. When you smile at someone, that's a win. When you wake up in the morning and you pour that cup of coffee and you take that first sip, that's a win. So I want you to think about those wins, because what the law of attraction is doing is it's kicking into motion. And the more you acknowledge others, the more others begin to see and acknowledge you. And so the law of attraction is taking note of how different you're attempting to make others feel, and in turn, the law of attraction, the universe is saying, hey, I'm going to reciprocate. I'm going to bring it back to you as well. So you're becoming a magnet of positivity. And positivity leads to success. And success is what fuels your transformation. 30 days, transforming your life before the rent is due. Becoming positive and having that positive outlook and adopting positivity then brings together success, and that success fuels the transformation. Now, I mentioned Costco earlier. I want you to think about the big box stores. Which big box stores do you go into? Are you greeted by someone? Well, I can think immediately Costco. Of course, they look for your membership card, but they also greet you. Best Buy does an amazing job of that. Walmart has a greeter at the front. And what this tells me is that this store, these employees, take pride in what they do. And you may go, not my Best Buy, not my Walmart, not my Costco. But research has shown that where they have someone stationed and they train and they employ in their employees to look for customer support and provide it, not only do they have higher customer approval, but they also have higher employee satisfaction. Adopt that philosophy at work. Maybe you work in a cube Do you greet your co-workers when they come into work every morning? Do they greet you? It's the same principle that's in motion. Now think about restaurants. When you walk into a restaurant, does the hostess or host greet you? Upon leaving that restaurant, do they thank you for coming? Hope you enjoyed your meal. Or are they tied up with this thing? Are they on their smartphone, looking to see what it is and who the next person is, and they're texting away? What research has also found is that the experience that you have, whether it be in a store or especially in a restaurant, that experience of when you first walk in and when you walk out, that experience has more impact on whether you see that restaurant favorably or not. It can have the best food in the world, but if the people there are rude, if they're ignoring you, if you never get your water refilled, if you never have someone come by to ask how you're doing. Many places when you do surveys, they ask, did the manager stop by? Places that don't do that have less favorable ratings than places where maybe the food is a little over mediocre, but it's great customer service and you'll continue to go back. Another place I want you to start thinking about and looking at when you visit, and that's Starbucks. Now, the Starbucks I go to and where some of my colleagues and friends go to in other cities, Starbucks is a really cool thing. They purposefully misspell your name on your coffee cup. So why would they do that? Well, first of all, it's an opportunity to break the ice. And the experience then becomes memorable. And so many people will take pictures of their misspelled name, they'll put it on social media, people will comment, it starts to build momentum, some may go viral, but what it's saying is they are trying to pull you in to say, I want you to be part of this experience, part of the Starbucks experience. And so if this has happened to you, say, hey, nice, I like it. Try to put a smile back on their face because they're trying to put one on yours. Now, through these 2 sessions, last week and this week, you've learned 2 ways to create satisfaction in your life. First is to continue to make room for surprises, just like I did for that young lady at Costco and did for me. I mentioned the t-shirt she had on. I startled her, I surprised her, but in turn, she looked back at me and smiled, and it surprised me. And the second thing is today you've learned to acknowledge one new person each day. So I have a thing in the book that I call my 3, 2, 1 countdown. I want you to start doing that. Every evening before you nod off, either on a device, on a journal, whatever, I want you to reflect on the day and record 3 things that you did well. Then I want you to put down 2 things you're grateful for. And it can be something as obvious as a warm shower, or maybe that cup of coffee, or maybe your cocktail. 2 things that you're thankful for, and then 1 thing that really made you laugh. And so each day you do this, you will start to see more and more things transform. You will see more positivity coming to you, and that's how you build momentum. The bartism for this session of Hump Day Hangover is making one person smile can change the world. Maybe not the whole world, but their world. This is Bart, the Success Educator. Order my book on Amazon or eBay. I'll personalize it, sign it for you. I look forward to seeing you next week. Have a great rest of your week, and remember, Hump Day Hangover. This is Bart, the Success Educator. Ciao.